Okay, here we are in Farmville, North Carolina. I got a 1923 sandbar map. It's a little bit late, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm in this section of town right now. All these houses look fairly modern, like they're from the early 20s. But here's what it looks like now. It's wide open. The houses have already been torn down years ago. Why? Is it because they're older than 1920? Well, we can hope so. So let's go out there and probe it and see if we can find any privies. Sinkhole right here, and it's right where the back line ought to be. So I felt glass every time. So let's open it up and have a look. Well, no matter where in the United States I go, I get chased by 1940s stuff. Again, this looks like 1940s for sure. Has Owens, Illinois mark and a 5, so I'm thinking that's 1945. I hope it's not 1955. Also, the drought report said it was excessively dry or something like that. Abnormally dry. So, I don't think so. It's abnormally wet. I mean, it sticks to the shovel blade every time and I have to scrape it off with my hands every time, and it's so annoying. What is going on here? I mean, it's just flowing water out of it. It's like a stream underground. It's only 2.5 feet deep, but I just can't help but see water just endlessly coming in. I think it's time to fill this one in because it's definitely a late hole. There must be over 20 privies on this lot, even though it's not that big of a lot. Well, it's basically a city block, but a small city block. But if I'm thinking correctly, then there's going to be a bunch of 20s holes, then there's going to be a bunch of 30s holes, then there's going to be a bunch of 40s holes. So there's 3 holes for every house, and there's how many houses here? Like 12? So that equals 36 outhouses over here. Only the ones from the 20s are worth digging. But I don't know. I got so many holes, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just have to start digging them all and seeing what happens. Okay, here's the next one. Hopefully it'll have some age to it this time. And to think, I started out this trip going to the dump in Williamston because you can only dig it when there's a drought going on. But there certainly isn't really a drought. When you hit water, then you know it's not a drought. But I have to get down on my belly and scrape around because I feel a bottle down there. Okay, it feels like a quart milk bottle. Ah, damn it. It's just a square jar. It's one of those round. Another 40s. Well, at least it's a lamb jar. Those are pretty much exclusive to North Carolina. And I can remember the date because it's 1946 to 64. But that is too modern again. I'm going to fill it in. Back goes the jar because I find so many of those. I just can't even sell any of them. Some people can sell them though. They're supposedly worth $4. Well, we got a guy cutting the grass, so we better get out of here. But you can see there's so many sinkholes here, it's ridiculous. So I'm sick of messing with these 40s holes. So I'm gonna try for another lot. Okay, I found a privy right off of Main Street. Well, actually, I think it's a trash pit because it only feels like it's 1.5 feet deep. So, there's definitely some glass in it, and it's shallow enough that it won't waste much time. So, let's open it up and see how old it is. Well, it's hard to tell exactly how old this is, but I would say probably from the 30s. Okay, I have located a privy. It was in a very hard place to find it because it's about 18 feet off the back line. So it doesn't feel like it has anything in it. But I remember I probed the hole once 20 times and it never hit any glass, but it was loaded with bottles, only 2 and 3 feet deep, so I'm gonna give it a shot anyway, so hopefully I'll find something. Okay, I'm over 3 feet deep, and I think I'm just now finding the first bottle. Oh my god. It's a 40s hole again. I can't stop finding 40s holes. Well, at least this is a $4 bottle, maybe. Of course, most diggers would throw it away, but they actually sell every once in a while. Even when I dig a hole that I don't feel any glass in, thinking it's gotta be old because there's no glass in it, it still turns into a 40s hole. I just don't believe it. Why do I always find 40s holes no matter what? Okay, I got that one filled in. I got another one located right here. It has to be older than 1945, so let's open it up and hope for the best. Okay, I've hit the bottom and I just now found the first piece of glass. It's very hard to tell how old it is, but it does have a little bit of waviness to it. Well, I found this iron piece. At least it proves it's a privy, but that is all that's in there. One piece of glass and one piece of metal. How sparse can it possibly be? Okay, I'm going to show you one of these bottles that I found in Montgomery. It's the Brickman whiskey. It's from 2 major cities, but it's apparently a very rare bottle nonetheless because I can't find anything about it on the internet. I'm checking the sold items on eBay for the last 6 months, and as you can see, there's nothing except for an advertisement for Lewis 66, which was also put out by a Brickman company. That's a distributor anyway. And I'm doing a Google search for the Brickman whiskey bottle, and there is nothing there for that either. Not one picture pertaining to that, so this must be a pretty rare bottle. Well, the embossing seems to show up better with the black background. It's machine made from about 1915. But why is it so rare?